Hey folks, here we are with the next round of updates for the R32. In this case it's the illustrious Haldex fluid and filter change. This again, as per usual, is a very straightforward DIY job, which hopefully my video will help you going through and give you the confidence and details to do it yourself. So here we have the Haldex OE fluid. That's a 1 litre bottle. You need under a litre to complete this change, so that should be plenty. Another essential item, the filter. You'll see there's a cap to go with in this generation of Haldex. They all differ slightly, but in this Mk5 it's a filter and a cap with an O-ring supplied with. And of course, me being me, have to get new fill and drain bolts. This here one is the drain bolt, and the smaller one is the fill plug, and that's the same plug as used on my rear differential video. So anyway, to get moving with this, there's very little preparation you have to do. The only thing I would say, to get this fluid installed, I would suggest you have the likes of a syringe or a fluid pump. Bear in mind that's a fairly small diameter of fill plug, so it has to be a relatively small hose to get in. I will show you my setup that I'm going to use now, just to give you an idea. This is what I'm actually using here. You'll see it's a large 100ml syringe. Two pieces, obviously the plunger that goes inside like so, and to go with it the small fine bit of hose which will obviously fit into the drain plug itself, and that's pretty much us good to go. A few basic tools required to take out the drain plugs and the filter as well, but all stuff you should have in your garage. I'll give you the details of them as I go through it. Obviously the top tip, put the Haldex fluid into a bucket of warm water just to help drain or fill the diff, or fill the Haldex fluid and drain the bottle. And I'm going to take the R32 for a quick drive just to get the Haldex fluid warm. Don't really need it totally roasting, but having the fluid warm will obviously help it drain out of the Haldex unit itself as well. So I'll go and do that now. Okay folks, you'll see I have the world's smallest ratchet into the drain plug just above where my finger's pointing. Just to give you your bearings, this is obviously the front diff assembly, the aluminium brace that goes across beneath the diff, anti-roll bars behind us. This is the front of the car and this is the rear. This is obviously on the left hand side of the car. This is on very tight, I have to say. Okay, that's it, turning. Let's keep turning and see if we can get this drain plug out. Get the drip tray just in case as well. Okay, there we go, that's a drain plug out. I would say that was on far too tight. There's a copper washer beneath it, so it shouldn't have been on that tight at all, but so be it. I believe it's been changed before. So now on to the drain plug itself, which is a little lower down, so I will reposition the camera so you can see that. Okay, you'll see the drain plug there. This is the drain plug obviously for the Haldex. Make sure you're taking off the right plug. I have an 8mm ratchet here, along with a normal Allen style key here, if I grab it, and we'll see if we can get this removed. I also have the drip tray. You can see the edge of it there in white plastic, just ready for this to start dripping. Okay, make sure it's fully in. It's a very bad angle for me, I have to say. I'll see if I can put the ratchet on and maybe get a better angle with my arm as a lean. Okay, that's it, cracked at least. So let's get the drip tray ready and get the tools out of the way. That's the socket end out. That's a long bolt, this. Okay, you can see it starting to drip there. There we go, well aimed right into the drip tray. We'll let that drain out for a few minutes now, and as it drains we'll go around to the other side and have a look at loosening off the filter itself. Okay, appreciate the really poor camera angles here, but you'll hopefully see up there is the disc or cover, just like I showed you in the new packet there. This is where the Haldex filter is located. So using a 24mm socket, we want to get this loosened and removed. As you can imagine, trying to do this one-handed is good fun. Hey folks, hopefully up there you should see the Haldex filter is loosened, or the cap that secures it. In short, using this ratchet here, I had to have this up on the bolt, go back out beneath the car and use my leg to push this off. It is obviously on far too tight. However, the mechanics that looked after this car for the previous owner were notorious for over tightening everything on the car that they have touched. So I believe this is the last thing that I have to fix of theirs. Anyway, as I said, this is it loosened, so let's continue and get this cap removed if I can. I might push this off with my fingers. I can see the fluid starting to come out there. And got a bit on the camera, but sure, it's not in the lens anyway. That is the cap itself there, folks, and if I show you the end piece as well, and as you've seen we have a replacement of these. And while we're here, let's pull out the filter as well. I'm going to move this camera back a bit before it gets covered again. And there we go, there's the filter right there. So yeah, let's set this to the side and start letting this drip out and do a wee clean up as well. Okay, time to start prepping the filter and the cap for installation. Not much really required here. All you really want to do is lube up the two O-rings. There's one obviously here, one down there, and then the same on the cap itself too. It's more just so you're less likely to tear them, and you obviously use your Haldex fluid for that. So a little bit off the cap. Get a bit more, dip the finger in. Okay, that's ready. Do a smaller O-ring here. The other one. And there we go. That's them ready to go. I'll get these ready to install now. So we'll slide back onto the car, but just as a note, you will slide the filter into the diff that way, so that there end is poking out towards the cap, and that there's the internal side of the Haldex, I should say. Hey folks, you can hopefully see the two filters side by side here. This here on the right hand side is the old Haldex filter, and this whiter, cleaner one is the new Haldex filter. You'll see there's a slight difference when you look at them. The left hand one is seemingly a little longer. This caused me a great deal of problems last night, where this filter physically wouldn't fit in, where the cap, when you went to screw it on to the point, the cap couldn't actually catch the threads, and I could feel it was very solid. So there didn't seem to be any movement in the thing. Anyway, long story short, I discovered late that last night that this cap is actually known as the filter spacer and comes off like so. If you swap it round like so, the O-ring holds it in place there. That is how the new filter is meant to go in on this generation of Haldex. Really discovered that after a bit of research, after looking around online, and I could see an awful lot of the filters showed the spring exposed and actually showed you the filter coming all in different parts. Anyway, that cap was installed what seems to be the wrong way round. I don't know why that was, whether that filter fits in with the cap on that side for a different application, or perhaps it was just assembled incorrectly in the factory or from the part supplier. I don't honestly know, but either way, that is the correct way for the filter to sit now with that spring exposed. And I did actually notice a few other videos on YouTube, the guys attempting to install it the wrong way round, and while they explained the spring has to be exposed, they actually showed you them trying to install it the wrong way round. But anyway, so be it. Hopefully that clarifies you and saves any anguish that I had. And just to illustrate, before I go back onto the car, the filter goes in this way into the diff, so that spring goes inside, or the Haldex I should say, that spring goes to the inside of the Haldex there. Okay, hopefully you can see the clean hole of the Haldex on the side of the Haldex where the filter goes. I've given that a wipe down with some blue cloth just to clean it out a wee bit. Time to get the filter. Again, I'm going to go in that way with the spring exposed, or going inside the Haldex unit. That slides in like so. Yep, and I can feel the spring acting there. And get the cap. You see I've got the cap here. Just as a heads up, the O-ring and the cap and the O-ring and the filter, give it a wee wipe down with some Haldex fluid before you install it. Saves you tearing it. Okay, that's it, starting to tighten up. Just nip this up a wee bit with my spanner. Okay, that is the cap installed and torqued up there. That goes to 35 Newton meters, just as a heads up, and obviously with the O-ring it doesn't have to be massively tight. But yep, that's it installed. Time to go over and put the drain plug, the new drain plug in now, and install that. Okay folks, time to get this drain plug installed. Let's give this a wee wipe. I'm just going to hand thread this in first of all. Okay, that's it, threaded in now roughly by hand. Tighten that up now to 30 Newton meters. That's that tightened up now, so time to get your Haldex fluid ready, and I've moved on to the next day, so get a fresh bucket of warm water, put the Haldex fluid in that for a few minutes, get it warmed up so it's that wee bit thinner and easier to pump, and then we can set up the pump. So we are filling the Haldex fluid just up there into the fill hole, the first screw we removed there. Okay folks, the camera angle is going to be really bad here, but you can hopefully see just where my fingers point in the sort of clearer bit. That is the drain hole there. Very tight area to get a camera in, so never mind my hand. So you'll see hopefully that the tube going up whenever I load it up, going into there and squeezing in. So anyway, let's get the first 100 mils into the syringe and start pumping it into the Haldex. Okay folks, that is the first sort of 100 mil there installed. Slow process due to the clearance, but crack on and repeat that. I think it's 700 mil needs to go in, so repeat that approximately 7 times until the fluid starts dripping out. Okay folks, we're moving on a wee bit now. You can see the fill plug there is now attached and tightened up, and you'll see I've obviously sprayed down the Haldex area there with a bit of brake cleaner and wiped it down so it's all good and clean. That's us filled. Just to give you an idea, it took about 700 mils of fluid approximately, and obviously I pumped it in until it all comes draining out over into this brace here. So that's it filled. Quickly put in the plug there that you can see. That's it tightened up, job done. And from memory that plug there goes to 15 Newton meters. So that's us done and dusted, and that's your Haldex fluid serviced. You can see round the side here, if I move, you can see the nice new shiny drain plug there. Just give your bearings here. There's obviously the drive shaft, and the filter is just at the other side of that black housing, just above it. So yeah, simple as that folks. Hopefully that video was of help to you. Any comments or queries, naturally feel free to stick them in the comments box below, and as always feel free, or please do, like, share and subscribe. Cheers folks, bye bye.